This is good right here. This is good right here. This is my commands. You want to touch gloves? Do it now. God bless.
Luis Feliciano said, quote, "That's why this fight is so important to me. I'm treating it like a world title fight because that's how much I want to get this win on Thursday." Gentlemen, we are just about set for our main event. Doug Fisher, Jojo Diaz. I am the coach, Beto Duran in the corners. Here we go. Luis Feliciano and Genaro Gamez. To win, Dougie, Feliciano needs to do what?
It all comes down to his jab. That's his key to victory. He and his team know that. He wants to keep Gamez at the end of that jab, control the distance, take him into deep water, and then drown him there.
Jojo, Gamez to win needs to do what?
Gamez needs to counter shot Luis Feliciano's jab, fight on the inside, break Luis Feliciano down with some body shots, and then overall start picking him up on top.
We have seen so much good action already tonight in our first two bouts. If this lives up to anything like that, the roof is going to come off this place.
Now you see that high guard from Feliciano. That's one thing that worries me, is that sometimes when his opponents do get past his jab and getting close, he'll just cover up with the high guard. And I think that leaves him vulnerable to a puncher like Gamez.
Well, so far, Gamez has connected. He continues to come forward. And boy, he throws strong punches, Jojo.
Like I said, Gamez is a very, very hard hitter. He likes to dictate the pace right away, right off the jump. He likes to intimidate his opponents by throwing a lot and being aggressive, and that's what he's doing this fight. Luis Feliciano just has to keep his composure, let Gamez throw his shots, because in the previous fights of Gamez, he gets tired in the later rounds. So he just has to withstand the storm, I feel like, Luis Feliciano.
We've made such a big deal out of the fact that Feliciano is a college graduate, but it plays to his discipline, his heart, his love of the sport, that he was able to finish a 4-year college degree and also be good enough to be able to turn pro after he got out of college.
And not only that, Luis Feliciano, he went to the Olympic trials. He was a hell of an amateur. I mean, he competed in a lot of amateur tournaments, won a couple of national titles. So the discipline is there. He loves the sport of boxing, and just to know that he graduated in college and he's still a fighter, man, and he's doing it as his career, it's awesome. It's a dream come true for him.
You can already see the reach really start to be effective for Feliciano from distance. .30 round one.
It'll be interesting how the scoring of this round goes, because as far as moments go, it looks like Gamez had the stronger moments, landing the harder punches. But for the majority of the round, it seems like Feliciano has been in control.
Exactly, yeah, he was in control in the later rounds. It was a 50-50 round. I'll give the first round to Gamez.
Oh, good overhand right.
Ooh, good shot.
Both men back and forth to end round one. We are back. There you see Genaro Gamez, his corner after the first round. What did you guys make? Dougie, I'll start with you in the first round.
I think it was a good first round for Gamez. I thought it would take him a couple rounds to cut the ring off and connect with hard punches to Feliciano. He got the job done in the opening round.
Jojo?
Yeah, I thought Gamez dictated the pace. He applied a lot of pressure, landed some good combinations. That was Gamez's round.
Two undefeated fighters here, Feliciano and Gamez. We will keep Doug and JoJo's scorecard here at ringside. You can score along at home and see how close you are to the experts. Round number two. Back when Feliciano was training in Milwaukee, to get good sparring, he had to drive all the way to Chicago, which is about a 70-mile drive, just to get good sparring sessions in.
Yeah, over here now he's training in South Amani. He's getting some great sparring out here in Southern California, that's for sure.
For those people watching, and we're on all over the country, is Southern California the best as far as boxing gyms are concerned?
Without a doubt. I mean, there's multiple gyms in every city, so that's why there's a lot of fighters. There's a lot of potential of sparring. Whenever you go to another gym, you're going to get sparring for sure, no matter what. So.
Oh, absolutely. Because there's a lot of homegrown talent, but there's also just the best talent from around the world. I mean, from parts of Asia, from obviously south of the border in Mexico, Central America, South America, Australia. Everybody's here, and it's every weight class, too, especially this weight class, like lightweight to welterweight. It's very competitive.
Halfway through the second round. Both men have seemingly settled in.
You know, one of Feliciano's sparring partners was Arnold Barboza, who's an undefeated prospect in his own right. And Feliciano tells me that he sparred a lot for this fight. Over 100 rounds, about 110 rounds with this camp, which is more than usual. And that speaks to the respect he has for Gamez, but also realizing the stakes are very high in this matchup.
Good back and forth by both men. Why does it do that? Doug, educate me on why sparring more rounds shows more respect.
I think he wants to make sure that he's going to be strong in the second half of the fight, because that's his analysis of Gamez. Is Gamez, he views him as a front runner with the power, just like Jojo told us. He wants to take him into deep water in the second half of the fight and drown him. To do that, he had to go a lot of hard rounds. In fact, he had some sparring sessions that were 12 rounds.
Inside 30 seconds of the second round, scheduled for 10 if it goes the distance.
Much better round for Feliciano. He's getting his jab off, and that straight right hand is finding its mark.
You're gonna stop at the bell.
All right, round number 2 coming to an end. Thanks for joining us tonight here on Thursday Night Fights. Doug Fisher, I am the coach. Also a little star power here ringside, Jojo Diaz. Welcome back. I'm glad, Jojo, that you could take a break from your running all over the city to hang out with us here tonight.
Yeah, thanks for having me, man. I've been training very, very hard for my upcoming fight, and it's good to take a little break here and there.
Can't wait to see you back in the ring very, very soon, I am sure. There is Luis Feliciano through 2 rounds. His distance, I think, has started to play a role in this fight.
Yes, I think Luis Feliciano is utilizing his jab a lot better in the second round, and I think he just has to start dictating to the body a little more and break down Genaro Gamez, because Genaro Gamez is still pretty dangerous and still powerful in there. So with that body work, it's going to break him down a lot faster.
And I think we'll start to see some choice body shots from Feliciano. Maybe not in this round, but definitely by rounds 4, 5, and 6.
This is the 6th different time that Feliciano has fought right here at Fantasy Springs.
Yeah, this is like his second home, man. Luis Feliciano fought here multiple times already. He's very, very comfortable fighting here.
Same with Gamez, though.
Same as Gamez.
They both
Gamez
have.
fought 4 or 5 times here
Yes,
as well?
exactly. And Gamez has scored some hellacious knockouts here. So I think both guys feel like they've got strong mojo within this arena.
That's right.
Well, good shots there from Gamez. Inside, then over the top. Boy, it is no joke standing in front of Gamez.
He's a natural puncher. Even when it doesn't look like he's winding up and loading up with those shots, you can just feel the intensity when he misses, and when he lands, you can hear the difference.
Yeah, every time he punches. Oh, great body shot by Luis.
And Gamez is in trouble. Gamez is in trouble. That body shot was stiff.
Yeah, I didn't think we'd see the choice body shots until the next round or the middle rounds, but he saw an opening and he went for it, and it's smart to go to Gamez's body, because Gamez is one of those guys who puts on a lot of weight between fights, and when he's inactive, he has to lose a lot of weight going into a fight, and when a fighter drains himself to make weight, it weakens him to the body.
Exactly.
Well, you heard Beto ask him earlier in the show about the weight cut issues that he has had in the past, and he said his training has been different, that his camp has been much more streamlined, and that should not be an issue here tonight.
He still hasn't fully recovered from that body shot.
Yeah, I can tell. He's very protective of it right now with his right elbow. But I'm looking at his body, and it looks like he may have put on a lot of weight, maybe too much.
Well, Feliciano looks to now just be teeing off on Gamez. Another good shot.
Very nice combination. I like how Luis Feliciano, he's seen that Gamez was hurt, but he's still keeping his composure, taking his time, because it's barely the third round. There's still plenty of fight left, so he's just constantly just breaking him down, utilizing his jab a little more, and just landing the right hands over the top, dictating to the body. He's looking really, really good this round, Luis Feliciano.
And that's what we expect from him. And he's 26. He's the more mature of the two. He's got more experience. He had the more decorated and extensive amateur career, so we're not expecting any foolishness from Feliciano.
That's right.
Well, he is starting to be the stalker. Good overhand right. Another good
Very nice combination.
And Gamez really needs the end of this round.
Great footwork by Luis Feliciano as well.
All right, into round 3. We're going to keep it right here. And guys, that body shot that Feliciano gave to Gamez almost put him down. Right
beautiful,
there.
And it was set up by that straight jab from the outside. Jab to the stomach, left hook to the rib cage and liver area.
He didn't even see that body shot coming. Those body shots, those are the worst. When you don't see those body shots coming, man, it's just like a stab of, like a knife pain right on the side. And I got hit with those a couple times.
How hard is it as a fighter, JoJo, when you get hit like that? You saw his face. You knew he wanted to guard that area, but then he also had to guard up top.
Yeah, exactly, because when you're fighting in there and when you get hit with those body shots, you got to know that your opponent is probably not going to throw to that body again. He's going to try to knock you out with a punch on top, so you still got to keep a guard down. Keep your elbow tucked into the body, but also keep your fist right close to the chin for you won't get caught with any unnecessary shots on top.
That is the voice of JoJo Diaz, one of the great lightweights in the world. Here at ringside with us, Doug Fisher, Jonathan Kosher, Beto Duran. Now, round number 4. What do you think is going through Feliciano's mind right now, knowing that he almost shut the door in the 3rd round?
You know what? I think he's just very, very comfortable. He's relaxing there. He knows that he got Gamez hurt already, so he knows he can hurt him again. He's just going to keep his composure and just wait for his opportunity to land that shot again.
Let's bring in Doug's scorecard, and you have it right now, Feliciano, 2 rounds to 1.
Yeah, I think he took over with the 2nd round, tactically speaking, and with round 3, he's begun to impose himself physically. And I think he's a bit ahead of schedule. I don't think he expected to have that kind of moment until like the middle rounds, or maybe even, you know, towards the first part of the 2nd half of the fight.
Exactly.
He really looks like a mature, big right hand. Look at the total punches through 3 rounds, and Feliciano has the decided advantage as far as landed punches are concerned.
Yeah, throwing more, landing more at a 35% clip rate. That's not bad.
Genaro Gamez, he's fighting the wrong fight, fighting on the outside. Luis Feliciano, he's just utilizing his jab, landing some vicious power shots on the outside. Genaro Gamez, you see how he's landing that right hand right over the top, because Genaro Gamez is stepping back and he's going into his reach. What Genaro Gamez has to do is he has to fight on the inside a little more, keep his composure and start landing body shots just like that and not step back, because whenever he steps back, Luis Feliciano, he starts utilizing his jab again and finding his range, and he can land punches on the outside because he's so rangy and tall.
That's a great point.
I don't think Gamez is the same fighter backing up or sticking and moving as he is coming forward.
Exactly.
Like I said, even as a kid, even as an amateur, he had an aggressive, stalking, come forward professional style. That's what he's comfortable at. That is his ring mentality. He's a seek and destroyer.
That's right.
Inside of a minute here in round 4.
So if Gamez is waiting on the other guy, or if Gamez is trying to box, that's not good for Gamez.
Absolutely not. Gamez, he has to take a lot more risk with Feliciano, especially because he's so confident.
Approaching 30 seconds and counting here in round number 4, and Feliciano really has settled into a comfort zone here in this main event.
Good jab from Feliciano. I like it when he doubles up with it. I like it when he moves while jabbing. That's really effective against a puncher. One thing about a lot of punchers is they have to have their feet set right in front of you, and they have to be flat-footed in order to get maximum leverage on those punches. So if you're moving on them, they can't get set to get off with that offense.
Exactly.
All right, round 4 in the books. We're going to keep it right here with our corner report. Send it over to Beto.
And fellas, one of the differences in the corner is the experience. Now, Luis Feliciano has legendary Ben Lira, who's in his 70s. Like, he's seen everybody in this sport. And also Abel Sanchez in that corner as a second. Across the way, Gamez has his younger brother as his trainer, the main voice inside the ring. His father is also there. His dad is the one who taught him boxing, brought him up. Robert Garcia is working cuts. Robert also manages him. The difference in this camp, Gamez never went to RGBA for sparring as he has in the past. This time he went to Boston for something. I talked to Robert, he said it's good, we're all on the same page, but you could tell the difference where Gamez listened to his younger brother, who's never fought, and Ben Lira on the other side, Doug, who's been around forever. You know that too, JoJo.
JoJo, what do you make of that?
Yeah, I don't think it was good that Gamez didn't go out and spar over there at the RGBA. I think he should have got more experience, especially with such a big fight, a fight of this magnitude. I feel like he should have, had a more serious training camp and hired someone that is well-known and has more experience inside that ring.
Well, his manager, look no farther than your manager, Robert Garcia. Don't just train at Garcia's, which he should have done, and I agree. Have Garcia be your chief second. Have him be the head trainer in that corner.
Exactly.
All right, round number 5 of a scheduled 10. Feliciano in the red and blue, if you're just joining us. Gamez in the gold and white trunks.
One thing about Gamez, he's always looking for that big punch. And he is the type of puncher that he can change the complexion of a fight with a single connect.
Good combination for Gamez there. Again, look at the total power punches.
And as you would expect, Gamez throwing more power shots, landing 41 at a 30% connect rate. Feliciano more economic, a little more surgical in there, landing 40, but at a 47% connect rate. So he's the more economical puncher of the two, the more efficient offensive force in there.
Whenever Gamez dictates the pace, he wins the fight because he's constantly putting that pressure, landing some good body shots, and Luis Feliciano is a little slower than Gamez. So whenever Gamez is actually dictating the action, he is getting the best of Luis Feliciano. The only thing is he's stepping back too much, and then he's going into Luis Feliciano's range again.
Yeah, Gamez looks good when he lets his hands go, especially in combination, especially body and head. He's a naturally offensive fighter.
Yes.
So when the hands are moving, he's in his element. It seems so natural to him. He's very relaxed when he lets the hands go. And like I said, it's not like he has to really load up with his punches in order to have power. He's just naturally heavy-handed.
And he's a very skilled fighter, too, so he should just trust his instincts and trust his ability and just go out there and do his thing.
Lightweight contender Jojo Diaz joining us here at commentary for this, our main event.
That was a great straight right hand by Gamez. See how Gamez is dictating the pace, walking Luis Feliciano down now. Luis Feliciano, he can't generate as much power going backwards than he does going forward. So this is a great round for Gamez.
He's clearly been the more aggressor, and almost as if he heard what you were saying, Dougie.
Okay, I want 10% of his purse then. He's going to take advice from me. But no, he's looking good because he's fighting to his ring identity, which is coming forward.
Wow, good left hand by Gamez. This has been his best round by far. And now these two just scrapping in the final seconds of this round. And now Gamez starting to feel it just a little bit. Somebody better tell him it's only half over. He's not used to these 10-round fights there, JoJo.
He's doing the Blair Cobb on us.
Don't let him get back in.
Well, there you see Feliciano, and just like Blair Cobbs in the fight before us, this is the kind of fight and battle that he needed at this point of his career to see where he's at.
Yeah, when you're fighting as a professional young fighter, you got to go through these tough fights in order to, you know, take your game and take your experience to a whole nother level. This fight right here is not going to break any of these fighters. It's just going to make them a lot better, win or lose. Whoever wins this fight is going to continue on with the success. Whoever loses is still going to continue on with the success because they're going to learn from the experiences.
That's the right attitude, man. I wish more boxing fans, especially those on social media, had that outlook on the sport.
Sometimes way too worried about the right side instead of the person in front of you, right?
That's right.
All right, here we go. Round number 6. Feliciano and Gamez, our main event here on Thursday Night Fights. So pleased you could hang out with us as we have just one more special edition for you next Friday outdoors in Pasadena. Can't wait to get there for a special edition of Thursday Night Fights. All right, Dougie scorecard right now, very, very tight.
Yeah, Feliciano just up by 1 point. The opening round was won by Gamez, and the last round was won by Gamez. Rounds 2 through 4 was all Feliciano. And we'll see if Gamez can carry the momentum that he generated in round 5 into round 6.
I love watching the game plans and how fighters are able to change throughout a fight. I mentioned how Blair Cobbs told a story for 9 rounds. What, in your mind, is the story so far of this fight?
The story so far is Gamez is finally adapting to Luis Feliciano's power and body shots and range. I feel like Gamez is starting to dictate the pace a lot better, starting to land some cleaner combinations, throwing a lot of body shots to actually get Luis Feliciano tired as well, and making Luis Feliciano fight on his back foot instead of rather fighting on his front foot.
That's a pretty good story. Is that paperback or? Oh, good left hand by Feliciano. Really utilizes that left hook and the left body shot. Oh!
Right hand over the top.
And I think Feliciano will land more power shots to the head whenever he sneaks a left hook to the body or tries to sneak a body shot to Gamez. Yeah, Gamez is leery of those body shots, so then the elbows come down to protect the midsection and exposes his head.
Yeah, and it seems like Luis is only throwing one shot at a time instead of throwing multiple combinations. Instead of just throwing that right hand right over the top, he should throw the right hand and then slam a body shot and use a couple feints as well.
Well, I think, Dougie, to your point, Gamez wants no part of another shot to that rib cage that we saw a few rounds ago. We'll keep it right here. And Beto, let's send it down to you.
Yeah, and Abel Sanchez is working as the chief second. Keep on, Abel. Keep doing your job over there. And so Ben Lira is the main trainer. Abel's over there providing a lot of information, too. And he's telling Feliciano, keep throwing your jab. You need to throw your jab deep first. You're letting him come in. So the information that he's giving him is good, but it doesn't look like Feliciano's listening to him, right, Jojo? And we're going to stay here. We're going to get Abel in between during the round also.
Hey, quiero ese voladito. Si tú le tienes un jab, él te va a tirar otro jab. ¿Ves? Y no tienes nomás un solo golpe. ¿Por qué? Double him, you're the boss. Double him. When he's coming, he's waiting. Venga, carnal. Fuerte, fuerte, venga, eh?
All right, do you guys agree with the assessment of the corner?
I agree completely. I think Luis Feliciano should, instead, because I feel like Luis Feliciano is throwing a lot of jabs, but he's throwing a lot of pitter jabs instead of throwing hard, stiff jabs. See how he's just throwing that pitter jab, instead of just throwing a stiff jab. Whenever Gamez tries to pop in, he should just land a stiff brick jab, so that way he could keep Gamez in his place.
And a soft jab at that velocity, at that speed, that's a jab that can be countered.
Exactly, and Gamez is a lot faster than Luis Feliciano, so it's not blinding him at all.
Really starting to get down to a crucial
body shot.
Another
Body shot.
body shot, and this time Gamez went down.
And that was a left hook to the body. It might have been borderline.
Might have been a low blow.
Yeah.
Okay, so the referee Ray Corona is calling it a low blow and not a knockdown.
I thought it was on the belt line, but we'll have to see the replay. It happened fast.
Taking an evaluation.
All right, let's look at it again and see exactly what it looks like here. Here comes the left. And
it was low. It wasn't egregiously low, but it was below the belt line. And it's not like Gamez has his shorts pulled up really high. You can see his belly button. So if it goes below the belt line, it is on the cup.
Okay.
Yeah. So good call by Ray Corona.
Well, and it must have really hit good too, I guess.
Gotta stress the things out.
Yeah.
Get the feeling back in his legs.
That's right.
It's interesting to see a fighter actually take the allotted 5 minutes, and he's not taking the full 5 minutes, but he's taking a minute.
Yeah, you
to
rarely
recover.
see that.
A lot of fighters, they feel a pressure to get right back to the action. They feel like the crowd's going to start booing at them or judging them or whatever, and Gamez is doing some exercises in there.
I've always thought if I'm the fighter in the ring and I take that shot, and Gamez wanted nothing of the
Now they're not buddies.
touching of gloves.
They're not buddies anymore.
And now he's pissed.
Boy, now there is some fire coming behind those punches.
Gamez is sitting down in his shots right now. He's trying to knock out Luis.
And I feel like Luis is looking for counter-punching opportunities during the exchanges. On the inside, there's a nice overhand
right hand
right.
over the top.
Feliciano caught him.
Great counter shot by
Yeah,
Luis
he caught him.
Feliciano.
He caught him again.
And you know Gamez is hurt because Gamez is retreating.
That's right.
He's still hurt. He's still hurt.
Yeah, it was a short right cross high in the head of Gamez that really got his attention.
And now Feliciano, he can smell blood.
Gamez is blinking a little bit with his left eye like he got caught with a right hand to his eye. And if his vision is impaired, that's a bad thing because Feliciano's a very accurate puncher. Of course, Gamez stays dangerous. He's still throwing rocks in there. Oh, that was low. That was a low left from
that was a low
Gamez.
blow from Gamez. I think he's trying to, take that pressure that Luis is bringing to him off of him. Sometimes fighters, experienced fighters, they throw low blows like that to get the fighters off of them, especially when you're hurt.
Well, now, Jojo, you said you wanted Gamez to fight this fight right here.
This is Gamez's fight, yeah, fighting on the inside because Luis Feliciano is a longer fighter, so Gamez does have the great advantage fighting on the inside, especially because his punches are shorter and he likes to sit on the shots.
It's good inside fighting from both guys. I give a slight edge to Feliciano, though. I think he's the more accurate puncher and close.
And now Feliciano coming forward. Catches Gamez with a left. Now 15 seconds to go in round number 7. A very action-packed round with no love lost between these two. 7 rounds of our main event in the books.
Tell me what it feel like to have no fear at all and do it here in real life. Real time right now, all day long. I know it's special and I know you know it feels right. You're the reason it will last forever. You're the star that staring back up in the mirror. Cause it's special when you stand out from the rest. When you know that you're the best.
Welcome back. Let's take a look at that low blow in round number 7.
It was low.
Yeah, it was really low.
It didn't seem that in real time, but looking at slow motion, that left was low. These lefts, these are all legal. They're landing to the jaw, they're landing to the stomach and the arms of Gamez. Yeah, and he's, I thought Feliciano got the better of Gamez in round 7.
And Gamez was clearly not happy about the low blow and kind of let Feliciano know about it in a couple of different ways. So here we go, round number 8. And right now, who do you think has control of this fight if either one does?
I think Luis Feliciano has control, but Gamez, he's fighting in spurts. So he takes his little breaks and then he throws spurts like how he is right now to try to knock out Luis Feliciano.
Boy, there you see Dougie's scorecard. He's got Feliciano starting to spread it out.
Good body shots by Gamez.
Watch your heads, guys, watch your heads.
It almost feels like to me, guys, that Feliciano is baiting Gamez on the inside and then catching him as he backs out.
I think that was part of the game plan. I think they figured by this stage of the fight, some of the power of Gamez's punches would be gone. And they were also anticipating Gamez being a little bit tired. He's not used to fighting past the middle rounds. So they feel like they're going to be the stronger fighter, the fighter with more stamina. So be a little more aggressive or stand your ground in there. Let him walk inside and outwork him on the inside. And I think we are seeing that in spots.
Jojo, is this the hardest jump to make, to go from a 6 to 8 round fighter and become a 10-round fighter?
Yeah, I would say from the 6 to the 10, that is the hardest because especially when you're knocking guys out in the early rounds and you're not getting the full-on 6 to 8 rounds, it's kind of difficult for you to kind of adjust when you're fighting a 10-round fight and you never went past 6, 8 rounds.
Another good combination by Feliciano.
Gamez is breathing heavy in this round.
I still like how Gamez is still bringing that adversity and bringing the youth that he has in him. He has a lot of heart in this fight, man. He's still dictating a lot of the pace. He's still applying a lot of pressure on Luis Feliciano. Yes, he's getting caught, but he's still showing Luis Feliciano that he's still game in there.
Yeah, he's adding the intensity to these rounds. And he's forcing Feliciano to bite down on his mouthpiece and be more offense-minded than we're used to seeing him.
That's right.
Good combo by Feliciano.
But Gamez is walking into a lot of straight shots as he walks straight forward.
Yeah, he has a big old knot behind his head, too. Right behind his ear.
Oh, I see it. Yeah, right behind the left ear.
There's been a lot of hooks followed up by those body shots that have become very, very effective for Feliciano. Now 15 seconds to go here in this 8th round.
And these guys are both exchanging blows right now. It's a good fight.
Ooh. Oh, good. Back and forth by both fighters. We're going to keep it right here. So 8 rounds in the books. And I think guys are really starting to see the class that Feliciano has and the mature fighter that he is.
Yeah, so Luis Feliciano, not only is he showing a lot of class and maturity, but he's also showing great defense on the inside. Whenever he's throwing combinations, he's bringing his punches right back so he won't be getting caught. He's bringing his punches right back to the chin so he won't be getting caught on the inside, and it's great work for Luis Feliciano.
Yeah, he's winning these exchanges of left hooks.
That's right.
I think his technique is a little tighter than Gamez's is, at least at this point in the fight.
Yeah, Gamez is a little fatigued, so he's opening up a lot more.
All right, mouthpieces are in. Fighters are up. Round number 9 is set to begin.
And this is the point of the fight where all those hard rounds that Feliciano went. He had some really tough sparring partners at the South El Monte Teamsters gym. Not just the sparring partners, but the number of rounds that he was going. He had a number of sessions that were 10 rounds and even the 12-round distance, the championship distance, because that's his mindset coming into this fight. This is his championship fight. This is the fight where if he wins, it's not just the victory, it's the taking a step towards contender status. That's very important to him.
So many different ways to go about your business to get the job done. But at the end of the day, boys, and JoJo, I'm sure you think about this often, to get the attention and to get the bigger fights, the bigger purses, you have to look good doing it.
Exactly. Every single win, you got to go out there and look spectacular. No matter who you're fighting, no matter who the opponent is, you always got to go out there and give 110% and also put on a great performance and an entertaining fight for the fight fans, because, I mean, you could be a really, really good fighter, but if you're not entertaining, if people are not buying you, the tickets of your fights, then you're never going to make that much money.
Total punches. Look at this. Feliciano is, as far as percentages are concerned, dominating.
Yeah, and the percentage, his connect rate is going up as the rounds go on. Gamez is throwing more punches, but Feliciano is landing more of his punches.
And the punches that Luis Feliciano is landing, he's landing flush shots. So, I mean, it's getting the judges' eyes, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's not just jabs.
Yep.
It's straight rights, it's right crosses, it's left hooks, it's body shots. Very good performance from Feliciano, and he's having to dig deep, too, because Gamez is still game. And Gamez is showing us a lot, too. I mean, he's not easily deterred in there, and he's taking some hellacious shots. It's hard to come back from a body shot. I'm sure you understand that, JoJo.
Yeah, Luis just landed another body shot that hurt Gamez again.
Just as I say that.
Yeah.
And you know, one thing you know when Gamez is hurt, because he will go into retreat. It's the only time he's going to be backing up or backpedaling is if you hurt him.
Yeah, but he's still dangerous, man. He still lands a lot of hard shots.
Well, Feliciano is not wasting any time. Both men smiling at each other. 30 seconds, round 9.
And remember, I think Feliciano's game plan was to take Gamez into the late rounds and drown him. Not just outbox him, but drown him. So I am expecting him to be very aggressive in the 10th and final round.
Absolutely.
Even though on my scorecard, he's got the fight won.
Yeah, he already has the fight won, but this fight, he has to really make a statement and put a stamp on his victory. So I think the 10th round, they're both going to come out guns hot.
All right, we're going to keep it right here in between rounds, and there you see the Feliciano crew coming in strong to Fantasy Springs tonight in what has turned out to be a very, very good night of boxing. You missed it earlier tonight. It was a split draw that many people were not happy about between Acevedo and Rivera. Then Blair Cobbs with a scintillating knockout in the 9th round over Steve Villalobos. And this is our main event. Gonna go all the way to the 10th round. Luis Feliciano and Genaro Gamez. Feliciano, guys, he said it. He goes, I'm treating this fight like it's a world title fight. That's how much it means to me.
This round is going to be fireworks, guys. I think Gamez is going to come out guns hot, guns swinging too, so it's going to be very entertaining 10th round.
JoJo, is it just me, or did Gamez's corner seem really chaotic?
Yeah, I think they know that he's behind, so they're just trying to tell him, like, yo, this is the last round. You got to go out there and knock this guy out in order to win. I mean, you got to really make a statement and go out there and dictate the pace. So when you're down on the scorecards, it might get chaotic in the corners because you know that you're losing, so you got to have a knockout in order to win, and that's what Gamez needs right now. He needs a knockout.
Speaking of scorecard, as far as Doug's concerned, he does.
Yeah, I've got Feliciano in firm command. I have him winning every round from the 6th round through the 9th.
Big left hand by Gamez there.
Oh, good body shot.
Hear it. Well, you said this was going to be hands flying. That's exactly what we're seeing. run that high wire act of protecting your lead, but also wanting to finish in spectacular fashion.
That left hook knocked Gamez off balance, maybe buzzed him momentarily.
Yeah, it did daze him a little bit, but Gamez is showing a lot of heart, showing a lot of class, still dictating the pace and still applying that pressure, knowing that he's down. He's showing a lot of heart.
Yeah, there's no questioning his mettle, his courage, or his toughness.
That's right. Oh!
Some big shots from Feliciano.
Goodness.
Gamez walks right through him, though. Dude does have a chin. If you want to hurt Gamez, go to the body. Go to the midsection.
That's right.
Approaching a minute left in this 10th round, and good combination
by
Feliciano,
good work.
Gamez. Both men leaving it all out there in this, the 10th and final round.
Gamez is applying a lot of pressure, but the thing about the reason why Luis Feliciano is winning is because he's the sharper counterpuncher in there. He's landing the shorter shots and landing in between the exchanges.
Just measuring that right hand now is Feliciano.
Great composure from Feliciano, and nice punch selection as well. There's a real variety to his offense.
Yeah, not only is he throwing a lot of jabs, straight right hands and hands, he's throwing body shots, uppercuts, counter hooks, counter right hands. He's looking overall good. This great performance for Feliciano.
Yeah, and he's going to grow from this experience just as Gamez will.
Final 5 seconds. Both men letting it fly, and that's it.
Great fight, great fight.
Feliciano gives love to his crew. You see there in the background that have traveled to watch their guy compete. Gamez certainly competed, but at the end of the day, and I know we still have to wait for the official decision, Luis Feliciano had a great game plan. He executed it brilliantly. And what did you make of what we just saw? Doug, let's start with you.
I thought it was a good fight. It was competitive over the first half. Over the second half, I think the cream really rose to the top, and you saw the maturity and the technical superiority, technical and tactical superiority of Luis Feliciano.
Jojo?
Yeah, Luis Feliciano displayed a lot of heart, good defense, good counter shots, good exchanges on the inside, and when the going was getting tough, he was able to, you know, put his foot down and land some vicious shots on Gamez. Gamez showed a lot of heart as well. The only thing that I feel like Gamez needed was a little bit more, you know, energy with that stamina, and he's just gonna learn from this experience. Like I said, man, it's not over for both of these fighters. Whoever loses this fight, it's just gonna make them a lot hungrier, make them more disciplined, and make them more focused. I mean, that's what happened to me. When I lost my first fight, it just made me more focused and more prepared, and just made me want to, you know, adapt and adjust to what I need to do and overcome.
All right, we will have the official decision when we come back for our main event here on Thursday Night Fights. All right, we are back, and we are all set to hear our decision for our main event.
Ladies and gentlemen, after a 10-round slugfest, let's give both of our warriors a big round of applause. And now we go to the scorecard. Here are the totals. Judge Dr. Lou Moret has the bout 99-91. Judges Max DeLuca and Pat Russell see the bout the same, 98-92. For your winner by unanimous decision, he is still undefeated, the fighting pride of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, the new NAPF Super Lightweight Champion, Luis Angel Feliciano.
Decision that we expected, a dominant win in unanimous decision fashion. Let's send it up the meadow with the winner.
There we go. Hey, where are you going? Don't go nowhere. I know you want to show off the belt right now, but you got